love Nick, right? Alex and I, we just, he's our guy. He's not only our business associate, but over the years, he's become our very good friend. When we, need him, he's there for us. Anytime in the middle of the night, whenever I'm like, ah! Or when, we've been there for him in this business, right? And I just, can't tell you how excited I am to be back in this office with him. We were away in Temecula for a long time, and we had some good years, but the knowledge and the excitement and just what this guy brings to the business is, I can't say enough about it. And so we're here to build our business and to help build this office. And I hope that that's what all of you are here for, right? Because we're not here to build somebody else's business alone. We need to build our own, and then at the same time, this office will grow, and then we'll have to, leave here, okay? But I want to bring Nick up, and I want, just to tell you how much I appreciate him and the stuff that he's gonna share with you tonight. So I want you to get out your books, get out your notebooks after I bring them up. You do that, and take copious notes, and just appreciate what we have in this guy. So please help me stand up and help me welcome Nick up here.
You guys know what a big bay shop is, right?
Yes.
All right.
This office is gonna look like.
So here's the thing. The name of the game is to grow your team, right?
Yep.
I want to give you guys, I want to share something. I wasn't actually going to do this, but I'm going to, kind of debating if I should or not. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second there.
Body, we want to be a champion, and as I looked around, I mean, really, there was only 3 types of people that had what I wanted, and that was the actors, entertainers, the athletes, and so for 17 years, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player. For about 3 months, I wanted to be a rock star. Once I realized that wasn't going to happen, business ownership was what I wanted. I wanted to be somebody in American business. I wanted to be somebody in this country. So when I found Primerica, this was a perfect fit because you had a chance to compete, you had a chance to be somebody, to get recognized, to be special, and the truth is, I like watching like Rome and Gladiator movies, like the movie Gladiator is my favorite. I'm watching this show, the show called Spartacus. And they talk about how, as a gladiator, you're going to learn to love the roar of the crowd. You start you fight for the glory and the legacy of being the best in the arena. You think about it, like these were slaves. They were slaves, and yet these slaves that were certain to die, just for entertainment, and yet they were fighting for a legacy. They were fighting for the passion to be remembered, to be somebody. They were getting, they started to love the fact that they could be the best, even though they're trying to be the best of a slave. But the point was, even they, being slaves, were bought off on being somebody, on being the best, on hearing the roar of the crowd on hearing their name chanted in the arena over and over again. And the truth of the matter is, I know, I'm no, I guess, better than that. I strive to hear my name. I want the crowd to roar. I want to, be remembered. I want a legacy. And so, over and over again, it says, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. I mean, that's why we're here, is to win the game. And so I know most books I've read about, whether it's sports or business, they talk, money's, it's not just about the money. Now, obviously, if this was not a profit, I wouldn't be here if the money wasn't good, but it's more than that. There's the challenge. There's the climbing of Mount Everest. The reason why they climb Mount Everest is the challenge of it. You go into a special group, a small elite group, and everybody wants to be a part of something, bigger than themselves. And I want to be in an elite group. I mean, ever since we got started, you talk about building a big base shop and the kind of excitement that goes with being 100 by 100, and you know that puts you in an elite status that not everybody makes it to. And so that was something that I hungered for, to be in a group, to be a part of something that not everybody's able to do. And that's what pushed me. That's what every day, staying focused on being the best every day, growing a little bit more every day, shooting to be number one. And you talked about it. I mean, the difference, if you want to, build something big, you're going to get paid in direct proportion to your ability to create an environment. See, an environment that attracts champions. For example, Coach K at Duke, he created an environment that promotes winning, that expects excellence, that attracts champions, that demands 100%, demands you to give it your all in practice and in the games. An environment that almost, polices itself, that expects greatness and that produces not only great ball players, but great men. See, there's a big difference. You look at Michigan, they recruited good players and had 2 good years with the Fab Five. UNLV, they attracted some good players. They won a couple of good years. But there's a difference between recruiting good players and creating an environment. Coach K created an environment. And so it doesn't matter the players that come along, there's always going to be the aura of Duke Blue Devils. He created something that supersedes himself, an environment, something that people can be proud of. People that play for Duke, they tell you they played for Duke 20, 30 years after they played for Duke. They will always come back to Duke. They always come back and have pride of being a Blue Devil, because he created an environment that expects a championship. Anything less than the national championship is a failure. And you've seen other coaches that might have won, but they didn't create an environment. They just recruited a good team. And as the team passed, so did their winning pass. Again, like Michigan with the Fab Five, or and there's a lot of examples. Somebody recruited some good players and the time passed. Whereas Coach K, Dean Smith, John Wooden, they created an environment which lasted no matter what.
So, and there's some tracks that are kind of mixed up, so I don't want to go through it while I'm on here, but some of the things he was talking about was just wanting to be the best, building an environment. You're talking about a guy, if you guys haven't heard Brett Berg's, this is the stuff I listen to every day, because it puts me in the right frame of mind. I mean, this guy's running a 400 guy base shop, 400 people at his BPM in his base shop. His base shop is like a Momentum Monday. If you've ever been to Momentum Monday, that's his base shop meeting. Like literally like speakers, a DJ, microphone, like it's like an auditorium, it's like a big event getting recognized for the most guests, the most pieces of business. But there, anytime there's an environment, there's an expectation. There's standards that are set. More of us need to have guests. More of us need to get on the recruiting, train. More of us need to get out in the field and write business. It's not okay that you go a whole week not doing anything. That's not acceptable. That's never been acceptable. And the fact that you settle for that is hindering your mindset and hindering, obviously, your pocketbook, or what we call nowadays a wallet. Your wallet, your checking account. And so I just want you guys to get in the right frame of mind that that you are expected to perform. And we want to give you guys the tools to perform on a daily basis, not just think about it every once in a while. The work isn't here in the BPM. The work is what you do when you leave the BPM. The work is what you do when you wake up and get out of bed. The work is what you do after you get off your job, or out of your job if you're part-time. The work is what you do on your lunch break while you're part-time, right? You're inviting guests to the meeting while you're at your job, and you go, you get done with your lunch. Like, I haven't even I've lost like 15 pounds, and it's like I don't even eat lunch anymore. I make calls and work through lunch now. I don't even eat lunch anymore, because I'm like determined to grow a business, right? To grow an environment. But every single one of you guys has to be committed to it. Every single one of you guys needs to get aggressive with it. You guys should be competing to see who has the biggest team in here. It should be a competition. It shouldn't just be like, hey, you're awesome. You're not doing crap, but you're awesome. Yeah, I know you're not doing crap either. You're awesome too, though. That's cool. We're all awesome. But I'd rather be awesome and making a lot of money than awesome putting up zeros. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Think about this. There needs to be a serious shift in focus, right? And I know for some of us, you're in a different place, whatever. We all are. We're all in a different place. We're all going through something. We all had to, take on something or get rid of something or whatever it was. We're all going through stuff, but you're still here for a reason. You're still here to build a business. So I'm going to bounce around a few different things tonight. I'm going to go through some recruiting objections. You know what? And I had a PowerPoint, and I'm like, what happens when you put up a PowerPoint? No one writes anything down. They want to take a picture, and then you never go back to the picture ever again. So I'm going to read some of this stuff. I just want you guys to understand the mindset. And you know what? I might even just screenshot it off of my planner, off my book, and show you guys. But I want to read some things to you guys so you guys get an idea of what we're talking about. But the name of the game is, this is a business of words. Before I even do that, I want you to ask yourself right now, how many people do you have here on your team? If you're not thinking about that on a daily basis, you're never going to grow it. If you're not, and the thinking part is a small percentage of what actually it takes. But if you're not thinking about it every single hour of every single day, then how much work are you actually putting towards it? If you're not thinking about it, you're probably not putting work towards it. If you think about it every once in a while, you're maybe doing a couple of calls a day or a couple calls a week. But if you're thinking about it every day, if you obsess about something, it will grow, it will manifest, right? Yes. And so you got to ask yourself, how many people do you have here? How many directs you got here? How many teammates do you have here? And get serious about that, right? I know my numbers. I know, I had 6 directs here in pregame. I know I know. And I know who was missing. I know who's supposed to be here that's not, and and all that stuff. Right? But so Alex and Reggie, right, are both direct to me, that's 2. Jose's direct to me, 3. Right? Joe's direct to me, 4. Rosario's direct to me, 5. Matt's direct to me, 6. Right? My mom, 7. Zach, 8. Ramon, 9. Bryce, 10. Andrewnette would be 11, so Rhonda takes her place. So I'm 11 wide here in the meeting. And how many people are actually in the meeting, though? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, counting myself, and 11 of them are direct. Imagine if just a few of us were 2 or 3 directs, or 5, who's going to be the first to get 5 wide? Right? Think about it. You don't have to raise your hand. I mean, you know what? At this point, talk is cheap. Anyone can say they're going to do it. Right? Shoot, I hear people saying they're going to do it. I'm going to get it going. I'm going to get numbers. I'm going to prospect. I'm going to get people here. Well, when? Right? And how focused and determined are you? You're focusing on 2 things: guests to the meeting and right? Guests to the meeting and agents to the meeting. You got teammates, you got to get them here. You got teammates, you got to get them here. Everybody, old and new. Old and new, it's a big event. Right, Ramon? What did I say today? I was like, get Myrna here, get her here. Because every single person, it makes a difference. Every single one, right?
Right, yep.
And then Lupe's not here, so Chris is technically another directly. That's 12. Right? That's 12. Sherry had an emergency tooth thing. We were in here doing KTPs earlier today. She had to go to emergency surgery on her, like had an infection in her tooth. She was going to be here tonight. Right? That's 13. Ricky Boyles is probably in the lobby. He said he's coming, he's going to be a little late. He's probably in the lobby like, am I supposed to come up front? I just heard the door open. But he's coming. That's 14. He's like, whoa, I'm not going to be able to get done, extra, right? He's a postal worker. And he works out in like South Orange County, like Mission Viejo. And he's like, man, with the holidays, I got all this extra mail. I'm not going to get done till like 6. He's like, I might not even be there till 8:30. I'm like, see you at 8:30. Some of you guys, like if it was 8:30, you'd be like, I ain't going to the meeting. I'll be there at 8:30, right? CJ still made it happen though, right? It's the little wins. It's the little things, right? Every single thing counts, right before the meeting. Bryce is like, hey, dude, call a couple people right here, right? I mean, the name of the game is you got to get aggressive with activity. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's just not. Right, Anthony? It's not going to fall in your lap. Even when you get good, even when you're successful, you might get something fall in your lap every so often. Every so often you'll get something fall in your lap. Someone calls you and goes, I want to save and invest money. You're like, awesome. Hey, I see all your stuff and, I think I'm ready to join you in business. I've gotten that in my career. But I've been doing this for 15 years. I've gotten that a few times. I've probably gotten that maybe 10 times my whole career. You're going to wait a whole year for someone that knows you're doing this to one day reach out to you and go, I'm ready, Chris. Let's do this. No. No, right? So I'm going to go through objections really quick, and then I'm going to go through the crusade and some of the product stuff because I think it's important that we know both aspects, right? There's two things, right? There's two parts of the business. The opportunity and what we do for people, right? What we do for the consumer. The opportunity, what we do for the consumer. Which one's more important? Which one's more important? Which one's gonna be best for that person in the long run? The opportunity, right? None of you guys would be here if they just sold me an IUL and said, have a nice day. Right? Think about that. And all the SMBs and all the families that have been helped along the way. Right? So the opportunity, the best thing you can give someone is the opportunity. No other company does it the way that we do it. If we're Prudential right now, or if we're Fidelity right now, or Edward Jones, the conversation is not the same. It's not the same. They're talking about the fees inside of their mutual fund right now in their meeting. We're talking about doubling and tripling in size in the next 60, 90 days. That's what we're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Who went, after I said go watch The Founder, who went and watched The Founder? Anybody? Matt? You went with us to the movie theater when we originally watched it, right? Oh, you didn't go?
No.
Who hasn't seen The Founder? Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Here's your homework assignment. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Go watch the movie The Founder. Put it on your bucket list of things to do to help you grow your mindset and grow your business. It's Ray Kroc. It's the story of McDonald's. It's Ray Kroc. It's as if Ray Kroc stumbled across WFG and literally was like, hey, you guys got great products, but I see WFG stores everywhere. These guys just wanted to sell the burgers in less than 3 minutes or less than 60 seconds, right? They ordered it and the burger would show. And the guy's like, wow, this is great. But he had the vision to go, I see it everywhere. He's literally out there prospecting people going, hey, what do you do? Oh, I do this or whatever. He's like, man, you know what? You need to think about being a business owner. He wasn't selling the burgers, fries, and Cokes. He was selling the franchise model, which is which is the WG platform. Think of this as a business on a shelf. Think of it as a business that someone could purchase for only $100, and they can literally learn a system that will pay them millions of dollars. Right?
Right.
So from the time I started in 2004 till now, I've been paid over $3 million in this company, you guys. We're $3 million. So you could take that could be what that could be 100. That's what 100 year or 10 years at 30 grand a year is only 300,000, right? 10 grand a year or 30 grand a year for 10 years, right?
300 grand. Yep.
So add another zero to that. So it's 100 years at 30 grand a year to make what I've made in this amount of time. Think about that. So you're making 30 grand a year at a job. It take you 100 years to make what you can make in a short period of time building a WG business. So check this out. Let's go through recruiting objections because you got to get good at the words, man. You got to get good at the words. First of all, let me give you a script. Let me give you a script really quick. Write this down. Just write down. I'm going to shoot literally like from the cuff, but I want you guys to understand the language of what we're talking about. If I put it up here, you take a screenshot, you forget about it. Okay, so write this stuff down. We're expanding. We're looking for good people. Hey, I work with a company. We're expanding, and we're always looking for good people. So we're expanding. We're looking for good people. We're in the financial industry. It's very lucrative. We have a world-class training program. You can start part-time. This is the language. Now, are you going to use all of this all in the same person? Maybe not, but there's a good flow to this. Hey, I work with a company, we're expanding. Well, what is it? We're in the financial industry. We have a world-class training program. You can start part-time, right? A guy like you with your background could do some big things, man. You know what? We should talk. Well, what exactly do you do in the financial industry? We show families, if you're talking to a family man, we show families how to save more money, make more money. That's one way of doing it. Save more money, make more money. Everyone wants to do that, right? You can use that. You can use that line. I personally like saying, there he is. Everyone's like, hey. We show, you're talking to a business owner. We show business owners, right, how to retire earlier and pay less in taxes. So we show families how to retire earlier and pay less in taxes. Think about it. You want to speak their language. You want to speak what's going to intrigue them, entice them, right? Who doesn't want to retire earlier or pay less in taxes? Think about it, right? Talking to an engineer. Man, I specialize in showing engineers how to retire earlier and pay less in taxes. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. No, yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to, talk to you, more about that. You got a business card on you? Now, if you don't have business cards, get business cards. Well, yeah, but it says WG, they're gonna Google it. Then they're the wrong person. I don't care. I really don't care. Doesn't matter. Next. Doesn't matter. Next. Right? Someone doesn't see it, next. Don't feel bad about what you do. On my Instagram, I have WG written all over it. I don't care. Don't matter. People are ashamed. Oh, don't say WG, they're gonna Google it. No, yeah, it's WG. And we're making a ton of money doing it. And we're building great businesses. And we're changing families' lives. Own it! I'm telling you right now, own it. You guys have heard me say this line before. It says the only way to widen the narrow path is for more people to walk on it. The more examples of success that there are, the better the reputation, or the better the communication, the better the public sees it. Right? But you got to get excited about this. You got to get passionate about what you're doing. People got to see that you're convicted, that you're sold out. Right? You got to be all in. You got to be all in. You got to be completely sold out to this thing. That's how you win. That's how you get ahead. So let me go through some of this stuff. I just want you guys to listen. You know what? I'll give you guys the info, but I'm going to give it to you. But I know we're just going to end up screenshotting it or whatever. It's terrible.
Don't nobody plug their phone.
Hold on one second. Oh, it's up here. Oh. Let me get all the pages and then we'll go through them. I got a glare on here. Okay, hold on. Will that take the glare off?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. I was gonna do this earlier and I was like, no, I'll just read from it. Okay. Take me 2 seconds, hold on. These are different objections and, it's different ways that you can go through this. This is just one way. This is the last one, okay. Okay. So let's check this out here. You guys can see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to think about it. I want to think it over. I appreciate you wanting to think it over, but if you're going to make a decision based on information, would you like a lot of information or a little bit of information? The typing is really bad on here too. That's also why I didn't want to show you. A lot of information, right? So what I'd like to do is grab some time with you and give you some more information. So, when someone says I want to think about it, or they say that they're not interested, where's that?
$60.
Do you guys get that a lot? I'm not interested. Which part are you not interested in? Helping people or making money? This is a good line to use. What are you not interested in? Helping people or making money? Most people, so this is the psychology. Most people say that because they don't understand it or they don't think that they can do it. So when someone says they're not interested, it's not that, people want to make more money and they want to help people, but usually they say they're not interested because one, they don't know enough to even make that decision, or two, they don't think that they can do it. So they're already kind of like throwing that into their head or like using that as a cop out. Okay. So it says, let me show you what we do so you can better understand and see what it is that we're doing. You ever gotten this one? I talked to someone who used to be in WG. You guys ever get that? Oh, I know someone that used to be in WG and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it says, hey, if I was going to go to college, should I talk to someone who dropped out or someone who graduated? Is that a good line or what?
Yes.
Think about it, right? Oh, I know someone that did WG and it didn't work. Well, did it not work or did you or did they not work? Right? Or they know somebody who never got licensed and never made any money and quit. But because it's a friend, they listen to those people rather than the one who made some success in the business. You ever get, I did some research on the internet.
Yep.
Did some research. I like the line down here. It says the internet is not regulated. Anyone can post anything on the internet, you guys, right? Is it coming from a legitimate source?
Somebody got their own judges.
Yeah. If it's not a legitimate source, then, I mean, what are you trusting?
Well, I was just
Quick.
with that. So what I tell people when I say that, I say when I tell people, I literally treat this business like politics. Don't listen to anybody. Read into everything for yourself. Don't listen to what everybody else is telling you.
That's good advice. That's good advice, for sure. All right, let me go back. I wanted to share that one with you. I don't have the $100. Do I have to recruit people? Hold on. I can't do Saturdays. Excluding religious obligations, what you need to ask them is why they can't make it on Saturdays. Most of the time it's because of work. So ask them if they had the potential to make thousands of dollars in the future at their current job. So it's like, hey, if you don't plan on doing what you're doing forever, what's your exit strategy? Again, they don't see the value, so you have to show them the opportunity. I tell people, like, you got to make both to make it. I mean, you have to do both BPMs to make it. I've never seen anyone miss BPM and make it big. Never have. I'm too busy. Everybody's busy, but most people are not busy doing productive things. Everybody can free up 8 to 10 hours if they see value. Nobody's too busy to free up time to do something to benefit them. Do I have to come to every meeting? It's like working out. Most meetings you miss, the less effective is your training. Meetings are intended to feed your mind with the right way of thinking and change the bad habits we have. So the more you miss, the more you affect your chances to succeed. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Do I have to buy the product? You don't have to buy anything, but if you understood what we do, the right question should be asking is, how can I get qualified to those kinds of products and get my family on the right track? People buy what you do, not what you say, so you better believe or own the products you're selling. Yeah, but everybody's skeptical, no matter your ethnic background, so we don't try to convince them. We just focus on them, focus on what we do and let them make up their mind. Is this commission? Do you like commission? Most entrepreneur-minded people like commission. Salary is not secured income. With commission, you get paid what you're worth based on the activity you put in. So you're looking for a free handout, or you actually really feel is $15 an hour really what you feel you deserve? Or are you willing to work hard? Because people that work hard always feel they're underpaid at jobs. People that settle for jobs are usually not meant to be in business, but are meant for this business. But someone that wants bigger and better for their family can start part-time, get good at this business, and transition and create a better quality of life. How much money are you making? What about that one? You get that one? Mm-hmm. Right? How much money are you making? Are you really interested in how much money I'm making, or how much money you have the potential to make? The recruiter's income is not a guarantee, neither a limitation of the prospect's future income. So focus on showing the prospect the potential income he or she can earn. Let's say you're brand new. You get someone in front of them that has made a lot of money. You're on your way. I recruited 4 or 5 people a month. My first year, I hadn't made anything. But I was telling them how much I was gonna make. And then because I was doing that, I was bringing people in and going on appointments, and that turned into income, and I made $100,000 my first year. In my first 10 months, I only made $18,000. The next 4 months when I came full-time, I made $80,000. What else? Is this a pyramid? What is a pyramid? Can you explain it to me? Most people don't even know what a pyramid is, so ask them. Every organization has more people at the bottom than supervisors, presidents, or CEOs. When someone says, is it a pyramid? I said, do you know how a pyramid works? Pyramids are illegal. You guys know that? Pyramids are illegal. And just to clarify, a pyramid does not have a product and it doesn't require a license. It doesn't require a license and there's no product. Right? So you hear like a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme, that's not a legitimate business. So, you know, you're looking at someone who's been here for 15 years and has bought properties, retired my mom, made $3 million. If this was illegal, do you think I would have been shut down by now? Do you think the company would have been shut down by now? Do you think Transamerica would have partnered with WG? Do you think Aegon would have bought the both of us? You think that we'd have, you know, 60,000 licensed agents and represent nationwide, represent all these companies if we were illegal? Of course not. So it sounds kind of ridiculous, right? So when people say, is it a pyramid? You say, you do know pyramids are illegal, right? If it's your friend, oh, it's a pyramid. Do you think I'd be trying to introduce you to or expose you to something illegal? I mean, I guess depending on the quality of person that you are, but chances are probably not. You know, if you've done some shady stuff in the past, okay, then maybe your character's in question, maybe your credibility's in question. But all jokes aside, it's like, oh yeah, that's cute, man, but no, this is legitimate business. Okay? And then it's funny, is this a pyramid? No, it's not. Next. On to the next. The more it sounds funny, like when you see people like they get all creative with the way they explain it. I only do it if they really need to. You know, but is it a pyramid? Absolutely not. What makes you think that? And then let's get to the really root of the question. Because for some people that's just reflexive. Right? Because they've been introduced by, you know, they've been approached by every juice, every thigh cream, every knife, every Cutco knife, or pills, powders, lotions, and potions, right? No, that's what we say. That's what we say. Pills, powders, lotions, and potions. You know, the Amways of the world.
That's what my grandfather's always told me.
Right? So it's just reactive for them to say, oh, that's a pyramid. Well, no, it's not actually. What makes you, you know, what gives you that bright idea? Einstein, right? It's a pyramid. Think about it. Think about that for a second, right? Can you email me some information? What you're asking me is that you need more information, so let me gather some information and drop by so I can show you what we do, and if you have some questions, I can answer them right there. It makes more sense, doesn't it? What day's better? Can you tell me more? I can tell you more, but it's probably better if I show you more. I can spend as much time as you need, but if you need to know, you need to know that I need to see some interest in your side, so he just kind of pulls it back. I have a financial interest in you, but if you waste your time, that means I'm wasting my time too. Right? So building value in yourself, right? Don't let people push you around. You know what I mean? Sorry. Don't let people push you around, you guys. Right? This is old training material, so don't look at the websites here. It's old training material. I can't sell. Hey, we're not in sales. This says, you know, like it's a lot of typos. We're not in sales. We're mostly in the educational business. But selling is natural. When two people get together, somebody's buying and somebody's selling. Like when two people are deciding where to go for lunch or what movie to go watch. Right? Someone convinces someone. What if people say no? Everyone's going to say no at some point in their life. Sometimes no means not yet or not right now. Do you get offended if someone says no when you offer them water? So rather you quitting, you have to follow up. So when somebody says no, you have to ask if you can follow up with them in the future. Is there a fee to join? What I would call it is a very small investment on your side that covers a one-time administrative work on our company. It has to do to give you access to a lot of services to run your business in the future. The reporting to track your business. The commission tracking system, the payroll to your agents are all free of charge. That's your one-time little $100 investment. Okay. So anyway, you know, what objections, or like when you're making calls, what things are people saying besides what we just covered? I literally covered almost every single thing you could think of.
What makes you guys different between PHP and Primerica?
Okay, well, what do you know about those companies so far?
Well, I know they're also in the financial services industry, but really, like, what is the separate between you guys and them?
There are some similarities, but there's probably more differences. You know, I don't know a lot about PHP, but you know, Primerica's been around a long time. They're more of a life insurance company. Primerica is. They do other investments. They have a little bit different philosophy. PHP, they're more of a marketing company, but they're not securities either. So, what makes us better is that we're a full-fledged financial services organization. We have a great track record. We have a money backer. Primerica is owned by Primerica. They only do Primerica product. PHP doesn't have a big money backer, so from one day to the next, the owner, who's actually an old friend of mine, can just one day say, hey, I want to sell it, and then you're out of business. So, you know, ours has been around a lot longer. We're stronger. We have a lot more successful people, and we have a lot more products and services that we offer. End of the day, we're all helping people, so it, you know, I mean, so you know, like I said, there are some similarities, but there's more differences. But if you're on the fence of which one to go with or what you're looking at, why don't we set up a time and, you know, I'd love to sit down and show you exactly what we do and how we do it, what makes us better, you know, what makes us unique. But I would say something along those lines.
Awesome.
And that was kind of probably long. I usually probably be pretty more shorter and just try to set the appointment, but they want details. I'll kind of go that route with them. What other questions or objections come up when you're prospecting? Could be a prospect, could be when you're inviting, could be when you're trying to book an appointment. What things come up in conversations? If you're not asking questions right now, you're not making calls. So, yes.
With mine is the distance, but I say, oh, I'll pick you up. You're gonna save me on gas money, we're gonna have a chat, time to catch up or whatever.
Awesome, okay. So let's address that. The distance. Hey, you know what? You know, I live down this far too, and I make the commitment because of, so tell your own personal story. Hey, I know exactly how you, so write this down. And Ray just went over this, feel, felt, found. Right? Hey, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. I'm driving from Oceanside, but let me tell you what I found. I get value from the training. I'm working to build my own business. But here's what I would do as far as distance goes. Hey, you're in Oceanside. You know what? We're looking to open up an office in Oceanside. So for a short period of time, you'd be trained up in our training facility up in Norco. But, you know, the plan is to get our own office down in Oceanside. So we're looking for some committed people. You know, Uribe drove from San Diego all the way up to San Dimas until he became a broker, and then he went and opened up San Diego. So he has an office down in San Diego now. So, same type of thing. He drove to where his, because he was direct to Guillermo, he drove up to Guillermo's base shop and never missed a meeting, never missed a pregame, and brought guests and built his team up there. So, when people, and I get it, distance is a challenge for some people. And some people mentally can't get over that. I lived in Corona, and I went to Pomona, and I had S&D driving from Corona to Pomona. Well, you moved to your grandma's. Yeah. You know what? I did. I moved to my grandma's. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to stay where you're at. You know what? One of the things, for a lot of you, unless you're really grounded with family and kids and things like that, is you should move closer to your office. If you're not close to your office, that's your choice. You chose to do that. My grandma lived in West Covina, so I said, hey, Grandma, I'm working at an office in Pomona. Can I come move in with you in West Covina? She's like, yeah, pay for groceries. Well, my grandma was thin. She ate like a bird. It was like $100.
Just
Now I went from my $1,700 a month mortgage in a Corona to $100 a month in West Covina, right down the street from the office. Saving money, right? They say while other people are spending, wasting, and splurging, I was making, saving, and investing. You gotta lower your expenses. You gotta move closer. That's drive time, gas money, right? Prospect where your office is. Don't prospect where you live. You're like, man, I hate to drive an hour. Then don't prospect, because then the people are gonna go, I gotta drive an hour?
Can you say that line?
I used to prospect in Pomona.
I'll post it.
Oh, okay.
What?
Can you say that line again?
Which one?
People are making
Oh.
more people are wasting.
Yeah. while most people are spending, wasting, and splurging, I was making, saving, and investing. I learned that from Guillermo.
Yep.
You live way below your means. Right? You think I can have a bigger house if I wanted to? You think I could drive a nicer car if I wanted to? Yes.
Next to Ed if you wanted to.
Right? Do you think I want to do that? No, I want to save money. I want to stack a lot of money. I want to show you guys how to save and invest money. Get good at this stuff to where you don't have to worry about this stuff down the road. There's people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s still worrying about their freaking bills. Right? You're in a business where you're learning about how to save and invest money. You better be doing that yourself. You got to reduce your expenses. But here's the thing. I reduced my expenses and I made a ton of money. It's not like I reduced my expenses and learned to live off a little. You reduce your expenses and then go make 30 grand in a month. That's how you become wealthy. Right? Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
You gotta be all in. All right. Any other questions on this one? Yes, go ahead.
What if the person says that they already have financial products, I guess, related to ours?
How do they know that they have products related to ours if you've never met with them before?
Well, I did sit down with someone, they did have a universal life insurance.
Okay. Do they know how it works?
Not necessarily, no, because they had an accountant that set it up for them.
Okay. When was the last time they talked to that accountant?
They actually called and talked to the accountant while I was sitting down with them because they wanted to learn more about it.
Okay. But how long have they owned the product for?
I'm not sure. I think a
Okay.
year, I think.
So here's the thing, never wing an appointment, dude. If you're not ready to sit down with, if you're not a trainer, you should have had like someone that's a licensed trainer sit down with them, and that we'd probably be converting that policy into an IUL. And you probably would have got a new client, maybe a potential business partner. You know what I mean? Until you're ready, you don't want to, I think going on your own, you set yourself up for a little bit more rejection or more of the unknowns. But I mean, obviously, there comes a point where we do want to kind of push you out there and do it. But in a scenario like that, it sounds like you didn't know enough about it, and then they didn't know enough about it either. So a trainer would have been perfect for that appointment. But yeah, if someone already has products that we offer, then unless you really met with them, you wouldn't have known that. So if you're talking about setting up an appointment and they say, "Oh, I already have life insurance or I have retirement and stuff," you say, "Hey, that's great. That's great. You know what? You're a step ahead. I'd still like to meet with you and show you what we do because maybe it can enhance what you're already doing right now." Does that make sense, you guys? Someone says, "I already have a financial advisor." Awesome, you have a financial advisor. I always ask, when's the last time you spoke to him or her? A lot of times, agents drop the ball with their clients. They don't follow up with their clients. They don't do annual reviews or not communicate with their clients. Like, so they throw that up there, like, "Oh, I already have a financial advisor." But then it's like, when last time you talked to them? And then they're honest with themselves. They go, "Yeah, I haven't talked to them in like 6 years." Well, maybe we need to reassess where you're at, and then, "Oh no, but I'm good." Well, hey, you know what? Maybe we can enhance what you're already doing. Because if you haven't sat with someone in a while, products change. Like a lot of people that have I already have life insurance. Well, if they have term, there's no living benefit. We can get a better rate. We can convert it to we can show them permanent. We can show them cash accumulation. All these different things. Okay. All right. So that's the recruiting side. Guess we're ready.
That's what you're ready to learn.
Okay. So guess we're ready in a minute. Sorry, 8:40. Okay. So which is awesome. So I want to talk to you guys about the crusade. One of the things that really helps me set up appointments and get out in the field more is I want you guys to look at it like this. Like when you go out on an appointment, you can learn the products in a classroom, but when you go out on field training, it really goes from your head to your heart, especially with people you know. People always I gotta talk to people I know. Yes, If you had the cure for cancer and your family member, your immediate family had cancer, wouldn't you want to show them that you have the cure?
Yes.
So people have financial cancer, you guys. And so sitting down with friends and family, sitting down with close people to you, you're showing them how to retire. You're showing them how to, protect their family with life insurance. If something happens to them and you never sat down with them, how are you going to feel about that? Right? I meet with everybody. I sit down with everybody. Let me give you a couple examples. Okay, let me give you a couple examples. We had recruited a couple on our team, and I was supposed to fast start them. I didn't, but my brother did. My brother went down and fast started them, right? Every agent becomes a client, sets up a policy for this guy. Oscar at 42 years old has a heart attack. He was a self-employed electrician. Left behind a wife and 3 kids in high school. Had no retirement, no life insurance before my brother sat with him. He used to wear his Team Dominate shirts to all our events, him and Nora, his wife. And he died of a heart attack. Luckily, my brother met with him and did an IUL for $350,000. Got him set up. It was able to pay off their home in Wildemar. It was able to keep their 3 kids in the same high school, in the same neighborhood. I don't know how important that is to you or how big of a deal that would be for someone, someone in your family or someone you know, but that's everything. That's huge, right? When you want to protect the breadwinner. It's funny, someone said, someone was talking about insurance or whatever, and it was a husband, and then the wife was to stay home. So like a husband was working, and it was a stay-home mom. And it was like, all right, well, we don't want to do the policy on the husband. We want to do, they want to do it on the wife. And I'm like, I get it, maybe doing insurance on the wife, but the husband is the one bringing in the income. If something happens to the wife, there's homemakers, it's an important job. It's an important job. Daycare, a lot of things that are involved in that. But when the husband owns his own business and the wife knows nothing about the business, the husband needs a policy. Because if the husband passes away, the wife can't run the business on her own. She doesn't know how to run the business. Right? And we know people like this in our warm markets, you guys. We have friends and family members that don't have life insurance or that aren't saving money, or they have a 401k, but they don't know what else is out there. And you got to be able to have a conversation with them and say, hey, look, I need 30 minutes of your time to show you what it is I'm doing. I need 30 minutes of your time. Get aggressive with it. I knocked out my 10 appointments fast, like 2 weeks. I was gung-ho. Licensing? Man, I enrolled in my course on Thursday. I took my test Tuesday morning. Thursday, got in my course, took the test Tuesday morning. If there was a check for $100,000 waiting for you right now to pass in 3 days, would you do it?
Yep.
Guess what? There is. The faster you do it, the faster you make money, right? It's all in your head. However fast or slow you do something is what your perception of why. It's your own logic behind why you need to wait so long, or why you don't want to talk to this person, or why you want to wait to get licensed before you sit down with someone, whatever it is. I wanted to make sure my family got helped. My mom got set up with, stuff. Stuff meaning policies, accounts,
Mutual fund.
mutual funds, an annuity, right? My brothers did too.
And their kids, everybody.
I didn't hold back. I wanted to learn. I wanted to get good. You learn this stuff in the field, you guys. You don't learn this stuff teaching it here. And we're going to get good at teaching it. We're going to teach it over and over again. We're going to go through IUL. We're going to go through all this stuff. We have product providers. Learn this stuff. But tell you what, when I grew up in the base shop, and I asked Guillermo, hey, I want to learn about the presentation. He said, set up an appointment. Hey, I want to learn how to recruit someone. He goes, bring a prospect down here. Invite someone to the meeting. You learn by doing, right? Hey, I want to see the one-on-one. Set up a one-on-one. And when they show up, I'll show you, I'll help you recruit that person. So Guillermo said to me, and that's what I did. That's how I got good. That's how I got independent fast. Because I saw it fast. I got good at it fast.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
for the family part, I don't know who got into WFG first, but let's say, for example, myself.
Yeah.
I want to introduce it to my family, but what if they're like, they don't want to hear what I have to say until like I actually start seeing results from it. Like I want to tell them about the policies and have them just sit down just to see where they stand. But how did you break the news like to your family, like how I'm trying to them?
Hey, I just started with the company. I'm excited about it. I'm going through training. I need your help. Will you help me out?
And then they'll probably be like, well, I want to see you make money first or see you be successful, then yeah, you can come talk to me.
Well, no, that's not how it works. See, the way that I get trained is by sitting down with my family and people that I'm close to. That's how I learn the business. So I'm never gonna make money or get good until you meet with me. So you'll help me out, right?
Yeah.
We just need your help.
I just need your help. You know, it's like if you're broke down on the side of the freeway at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're asking for their help, are they gonna say, well, once you get good at changing your own tire and doing your own stuff, are they gonna help you out? Are they gonna help you, they're gonna help you out or not?
That's true.
That's what it comes down to. And they shouldn't, that's a conversation that you're maybe saying too much. Because they shouldn't know, like, oh, once you get good or whatever. They don't even know what it is yet. You shouldn't even have had any of that conversation with them yet.
Like they don't know you want something.
Yeah, they don't know you want something. They just think you're getting trained. They just know that they're helping you out with training. You're like, hey, I need to see the presentation over and over again so that when I'm licensed, I can go do it on my own.
If you love me, you'll help me.
Yeah.
Same thing when I was
Yeah.
Ethor.
Yeah, either.
Here's the thing. That's the same as the recruiting side when someone goes, well, once you do good, then I'll join you. Guess what? It never happens. Once you do good, then you know what the conversation magically changes. Oh, I always knew you would do good. That's not for me though. Or, oh, you're so far ahead now. I'm not gonna join now because now you're already like good and like all the way up there. It's BS.
He had that, that's how he knows.
And it happens all the time. It happens to everybody, right? You ever had any,
Yep.
right? People say that?
Yep.
Oh, when you do well, I'll do it. No, you won't. You're just telling me that you're not willing to do the work or you don't believe in yourself.
And let's say I'm not good at explaining it. Is that when I can bring in like someone
That's
trained?
why you leverage. That's why you leverage, yeah. So the way I got good at explaining it was I brought Guillermo with me on the appointments.
Okay.
That's how you get good. Your job, you guys, is just to get 30 minutes. Hey, I need 30, 45 minutes of your time. I need 30 to 45 minutes of your time to show you what it is that I do. That's your job. That's all your job is. Everything else you can learn. I mean, the presentation, all that stuff. But if you can't set up an appointment, you can learn all that stuff and can't do nothing with it. Right? You can learn all that stuff and it doesn't do you any good if you can't set up an appointment. If you can't sit down in front of someone, then nothing else matters. You guys should all be fighting to set up appointments. Like every single one of us should be on appointments every single night. I don't know that many people. BS. BS. If you had a birthday party right now and you were sending out invitations, who'd you send out invitations to? If you were getting married, who would you send invitations out to? These are all people you should be calling to sit down with you. Don't say you don't have people to go meet with. Don't say you don't have numbers to call. And if that's still the case, then there's 7 billion people on planet Earth to go talk to too. Screw the people that don't want to listen to you then. Go talk to people that do. There are people dying for an opportunity. There are people that are living quiet lives of desperation. They're praying, going, man, like I'm looking for something. Lord, help me. Think about it. Joe, I was praying about it. Man, shoot. People go, oh, I want to pray about it. Well, have you been praying already? I have.
Hello?
Well then, hey, here I am.
Your angel. Your angel.
Here I am, right? There you are, right? Here I am, or there you are. No, but you know, it's all, you gotta be psycho. Let me just keep it completely real, and then we'll wrap up. You gotta go a little crazy with this. It's gotta be an obsession. You gotta get a little fanatic. It's gotta be, you know, if your parents or friends think that you're normal, think that it's just business as usual, it's just the same old you ain't committed enough. You're not convicted enough. It's almost kind of be like weird, like, man, you're off your rocker. Yeah, weird, rich, normal, poor. If people are questioning you, like you're so sold out to it that people are like, dude, you're on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually getting you closer to it. It's doing above and beyond what the average person would do, because you don't want to be average and ordinary. Right? Don't compare yourself to someone who's not doing anything. You got to decide that you're going to be a top player in the office. You got to decide. You know, we have what's called, you know, we call it rabbit. We're calling it a rabbit. You know, we call it a rabbit. It's a pace setter, right? You guys know what the terminology means, right? Like a rabbit, like there's like the hounds or the dogs race, and the rabbit goes around the track, and the dogs chase the rabbit. A rabbit is a pace setter. A rabbit is someone that comes in and goes and hits 10 and 10 this month, and goes to senior associate. And everyone else wishes they could be like that person. And then everyone else that doesn't wish, there's actually 2 or 3 that actually try to keep up or pass up or compete. And that's how you create momentum. If everyone's standing around waiting for someone to do something, no one's gonna do it. I'm gonna go do it. And I don't wanna say, I don't know about you, but like, I'm gonna go do it. I'm looking for people that wanna go do it. We're gonna go do it. But you have to decide, I'm gonna go do it too. You know, you have to decide, I'm gonna go get good at this. You have to decide, I'm gonna get out on appointments. I'm gonna go get my license this week, next week. Right? 2 weeks is too long. 2 weeks is 2 weeks too long. Seriously, it really is. If you're gonna do it anyways, why don't you just do it now? Like, it almost sounds like a procrastinating comment to say, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks. Because let's just be completely honest. You're gonna half-ass it for a week and a half, and then you're gonna spend 3 or 4 days actually studying, and then go pass it. So why don't you just actually study for 3 or 4 days, and go take it? You know what I mean? Let's call it what it is. Let's trim the fat, get right to the meat. Now, some people, oh, you're being very direct. Yeah, why not?
You have to be direct to get direct.
It's funny. You have to be direct to get direct. No, but I remember Guillermo being really direct, and he's like, man, I remember him getting in people's face, and I want you guys to know, like, it's leadership. It's called tough love. You can't take things personal, especially if there's good intentions, but behind it. A leader, is going to say something that you need to hear. You might not want to hear it, but you need to hear it sometimes, right? Remember Guillermo saying, man, you know what? You probably no one's even ever talked to you like this before. It was probably not even your own parents. He's like, but I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you like how you need to hear it. I'm like, man, I'd eat that stuff up. I'd eat it up. Because I knew, like, man, you want to be average and ordinary? Listen to average and ordinary people. You want to be a high performer? Listen to high performers. Watch what they do. Look how they talk, how they dress, how they walk, how they communicate. Their activities, their actions, their associations, books they're reading, their mindset. They're in a hurry. They're confident. They work out. They eat good. They get up early. They stay out late. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. They get it done no matter what. No matter what, they get it done. Right? The more you can be that type of person, the more you're going to succeed. If that's not your personality, I get it. Just get closer to that. Right? You're not super excited, energetic person. Just be an upbeat version of you. Be a little bit more excited. They got to see the difference. People got to see the difference. It can't be the same old thing. People, you go to a birthday party. Hey man, how's it going? Man, better than ever. Life's great. Oh man, well, what's going on? Scripts, right? Working with this company, man. It's lucrative. I'm gonna go make a bunch, right? I'm gonna open up my own office. We're gonna go do some big things. Fired up, excited, right? But it's gotta be a fuel inside of you. There has to be a fire. There has to be at least a flame. If there's a flame, let's throw some gas on this thing. Let's go. Right? The flame is what Dee Dee went over last week, your wives. Right? Didn't you always just want to be somebody? Didn't you always want to do something big in your life? I was listening to a CD earlier today. I'll end with this, and when I mean I'll end with it, I'll really end with it. Listened to a CD earlier today, and it was like, what do you do and why do you do it? And the first thing I thought of was like, most people at their jobs. Like, what do you do and why do you do it? Why just do it to make money? Is that a life? And then you're gonna do that for 30 years and call it a life? You know, you ever done anything with passion? You know, and trust me, I'm the first person to go, I wasn't born going, I'm gonna be a financial advisor. Matter of fact, I still don't even call myself a financial advisor, and I have an investment advisory license. Right? I call myself a builder. Right? We're gonna add one more thing to what, I think I've been putting on WeChat. I'm a builder, I'm a big money maker, I'm a crusader in the middle. I'm a builder, I'm a crusader, I'm a big money maker. That's what you are. I'm a builder, I'm a crusader, I'm a big money maker. Right? Recruit, produce, make money. That's the business that we're in, you guys. And then now we start to surround yourself with people, with men and women that want the same things. We're all here to become financially independent. We're all here to make a difference. We're all here to do things that the rest of the industry hasn't been able to do. They want to know what we're doing. They don't know how to do it. They don't want to recruit. I don't want to recruit. Then you're going to stay small. It's only 24 hours in a day, man. I can only help so many people myself. Remember when I first got into sales, they're like, it's unlimited income. No, it's not. It's only 24 hours in a day. Unlimited income is unlimited size of your team. Right? It's turning what you make in a year into what you make in a month. And then what you make in a month, what you make in a week. And what you make in a week and what you make into a pay cycle. A $60,000 pay cycle. Those days will come. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. But here's the thing. How aggressive are you? How aggressive are you, right? Like in basketball, you're gonna take it to the rim and dunk? Or are you gonna sit there and just try to dribble it between your legs for 45 minutes? Right? Take it to the rim and dunk it. Let's get on appointments. Let's get aggressive with this. Start sharing the opportunity with people. It's worth your best effort. Trust me. I'm here to help you guys. Here to help you build it. But here's the thing. You got to want it. I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. I shouldn't have to call you and go, hey, what appointments you got? Man, you guys should be calling me going, Nick, are you free this night? Or hey, da-da-da-da. And then if I'm busy, I'm contacting other trainers and keeping all you guys busy on appointments. You want to be a trainer? Get on enough appointments where you know what you're doing and you feel confident and get a result. Well, what do I do? I'm a trainer now. I've already done all the appointments. I know the client stuff. I don't have any appointments. That's why we're building a team. Because now you build a team. If I bring in Chris, I got to do appointments with Chris. Chris has seen me do KTPs, go out and help families. He's seen me close business across the kitchen table. Right? Ramon, same thing. Alex and Dee, same thing. Right? Matt, same thing. All these guys. Zach, same thing. Reggie, right? Reggie's out there helping, busting his butt. You're gonna see results, you guys. When we sit down with people, we help families. Not something we talk about, something we do. But the whole culture's gotta change, man. I'm telling you. There has to be a shift mentally. Like I'm a doer. Mimi, just think about it. When you do zero, that becomes a habit. And then you just settle for zero, and then that becomes who you think you are. That's not who you are. I'll tell you right now, it's not who you are. You're not a zero person. but you have to shift that quick, like not this month, like tomorrow. Like who, right? Like who could you recruit tomorrow? Who could you get on KTP tomorrow? Oh, I want to set something up next week, or I'm gonna try to book an appointment. No, like tomorrow, one-on-one tomorrow, the next day, not next week, not by the end of the month, not hey, right? We didn't go over announcements, but Elite Academy is the 14th. Need 2 units to get in.